Now we're going to go over increasing, decreasing, and constant functions. Pause this video if you need to write this down. But a lot like increasing, decreasing, and constant slope, it's pretty much the exact same thing. When you have an increasing function, it rises from left to right. And so you can see here in this diagram, we have two intervals of increasing. It's increasing right here from negative infinity all the way up till it gets to when x is 2. And then it's increasing right here from, it looks like 2 to infinity. And then decreasing function is where it's falling from left to right. So decreasing would be right here from -2 to 2. As you are going from left to right, it is falling down, or these y values are getting smaller. And then I don't have a picture of this here, but your constant functions is when you have a horizontal line. So example 2 wants you to use the graph to find the intervals on which the function is increasing, decreasing, or constant. So where is this increasing at? And it looks like here it is increasing from here to here. That is where this is rising. Now, when we state these, I want to use x values and always parentheses. Okay, so increasing here from -4 to 0. And then where is it decreasing? How many intervals of decreasing do we have here? Hopefully you can see we've got 2. So this is going from x values, so -6 to -4. And, oops, put our parenthesis, and from 3 to 6. And then lastly, constant are your horizontal lines. So right here. And we are talking from x of 0 to x of 3. So we're using x values because we're asking, where's my y values increasing? Here's where my y value is going up. Here's where my y values are going down. Here's where my y values are being constant. And then I want to use parentheses because like right here, where it is changing from increasing or from decreasing to increasing, I can't say what's happening at that -4 because it's starting to change directions. So I'm not including that lowest point right here. Same thing here at 0, I'm using parentheses at both of those zeros because where it is changing from increasing to now constant, I can't say if it's in the increasing or the constant category. And the same thing here from constant to decreasing. I can't say what's happening at exactly 3. And then we're also not including those endpoints because I don't know what's happening beyond 6. Is it turning around? Is it going constant? Is it going to continue to go up? And same thing beyond. Okay, so always parenthesis and always x values. Example 3 kind of puts in what we did at the beginning yesterday, or maybe yesterday, lesson 4, last lesson, and this lesson. So use the graph to find whether the function is even, odd, or neither. So even is your y-axis symmetry. Odd for origin. And then neither. So this one is even. It has y-axis symmetry right here. The left side looks the same as the right. And for the record, this is your graph of cosine x. Okay, intercepts, if any. So we went over this last lesson. Intercepts is where it is crossing the x and y axis. So where is it crossing this x-axis at here? It's crossing here and here. And where is it crossing our y-axis? Right here. So we have negative pi over 2, comma 0. We have 0, 1. And we have pi over 2, 0. And I explained my frustration last video as far as the intercepts go. I cannot tell you how many times I get these ordered pairs right here. They're just giving you some ordered pairs. That does not mean anything. For it to be an intercept, one of those coordinates has to be 0. So where is it crossing your x-axis? Where is it crossing the y-axis? Domain and range. Domain will go from left to right. Let me get my ruler here. So looking at this edge here, as we are going from left to right, I first encounter my graph right here. What is that x value with that? That is that negative pi. And that is included, so that's a bracket. And then it's going to keep going into, here's where it ends. What's that x value right here at this endpoint? It's at pi. My range, using this edge here, as I go from the bottom to the top, here's where I first start with my graph. And what is that y value with both of those points? That y value is here at -1. And then it's going to go all the way up to 1. Okay, these all get brackets on domain and range because these points are included. They're nice closed circles, meaning that is an ordered pair. So now intervals on which the function is increasing, decreasing, or constant. So first, increasing. Where is this increasing at? And it is increasing right here. Here's where my y values are getting bigger. Because my y values are getting bigger, what is the x values that go with that? That is from negative pi to 0. And that's going to get parentheses. So then decreasing. And it is decreasing right here along this interval. It's getting very colorful. So that looks like an x value of 0 to pi. This is where my y values are getting smaller. So we're talking about those x's. And then it also wanted to know constants, but we have already included all of that graph. So there is none.